Hi, this is ABC Credit Solution calling for Bree Austin Roberts. Is this Bree? Can I ask what's the nature of this call, please? Please be advised that this is an attempt to collect the debt and any information obtained will be used for that purpose. Okay, so yes, this is Bree. How can I help you? We have a medical bill in our office in the amount of $1,238.43. How will you be making that payment today? I will not be making a payment today, but what I will do
What is she eating? It's like a colander? I think it's probably popcorn or something.
is kindly ask that you send me a debt validation letter with any original documents from the original creditor that contains my signature of this alleged debt. Okay, ma'am. Can I confirm that you still live at 123 Sesame Street, Beverly Hills, California, 90210? Well, ma'am, you called me this afternoon, so I'm just going to assume that you have all the information that you need. I'll wait for that letter to come in the mail, and you have a blessed day.
So that was a perfect reaction on how to react when a debt collector calls you concerning an alleged debt. Anytime a collector calls you and they ask you for more personal information, they should already have this on hand. So whatever type of probing questions they ask, whether it is your social security number, date of birth, or even addresses, they should already have that on file. So there's no need for you to reconfirm that they have the correct information. I highly also do suggest whenever they do call, make sure that they stop calling you by phone and just only contact you via letters. This way they will not be interrupting you while you're watching Netflix.
So it seems like you open a new credit card every couple years. Why do you do that? Well, for starters, I never open a new credit card if I'm right about to make a big purchase, like buy a house. But every once in a long while, I will open a new credit card for a couple of reasons. Number one, a new credit card increases my credit limit, so that raises my credit score. Having a higher limit and spending the same also lowers my credit utilization, which is also good for my credit score. Plus, every once in a while, there could be a cool promotion for something that I'm looking to purchase, or if I'm going on a trip and I need the points. Yeah, but aren't you worried about going into credit card debt? No, definitely not. Just because I have more cards doesn't mean I'm spending beyond my means. The most important thing with any credit card is to pay it off on time in full every month so that you don't pay interest and go into debt.
Alright, so she hit the nail right on the head with this one. There are some benefits whenever you apply for a credit card. You get an increased credit limit, which in turn will increase your credit score. If you're spending the same every single month, but you have an increased credit limit, this will overall be better for your utilization. Additionally, whenever you sign up for another credit card, you get a welcome offer, additional perks, so it's really not a bad thing if you have the means to apply for a new card. But what she said at the end was key. Just to use it responsibly and pay the balance in full by the end of the statement due date. Alright, so I have to turn down the volume for this one because I'm pretty sure I'll get demonetized. So let's check it out. 5 facts credit bureaus don't want you to know. You can remove the collections without paying for it. This is true. You can remove collections by disputing with the credit bureaus. Remove a bankruptcy at any time. This is also true, but kind of the stretch, but this is possible as well. Hide your credit utilization. This, at first, I thought I was like, yo, this is straight cap, but there is some truth behind this. So the only way that you could do this is if you get another credit card that has a 0% APR, so you would transfer that balance to that credit card. So before that credit card reports to the credit bureaus, this will be a way to hide credit utilization. You can freeze Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, so your credit report can't be pulled. This is also true as well, but depending on the creditor or the lender that you apply for, they may require you to unfreeze that account so they can check out that credit report.
Wow, I got a 680. Dude, it went up again. My credit score is 682. Doesn't checking your credit all the time hurt your credit? Not always. Checking your score online using free services counts as a soft inquiry and won't lower your score. Really? So what's a hard check then? Anytime a financial organization checks your credit, it's usually a hard check. Okay, so like mortgages and car loans? Yeah, also student loans, credit card applications, and apartment rentals. So you're saying my score is going to go down if I apply to any of those? No, only multiple hard checks in a short period of time can actually lower your score. So if you're applying for financing, just be mindful and check your credit reports often.
All right, so this is my friend Humphrey. If you don't follow him on TikTok or YouTube already, make sure you do. So what he's saying right here is spot on. The only thing that would change a little bit is that if you get hard inquiries every now and then, this can also impact your credit score. The thing about hard inquiries is that they affect everybody differently. Some people who get the credit pulled may not see effect whatsoever, but another person may see a drop in 10 points. But on the other hand, if you were to apply for an auto loan, they would generally pull your credit 10 to 20 times. But only one of those hard inquiries would affect your credit score.
Here's a credit card hack for you.
So this is probably one of the best kept secrets in the credit game. So there's this company called Plastic. What Plastic allows you to do is pay anything with a credit card. And I'm not talking just like groceries. I'm talking like
groceries, man. Just it's just the way he said that was just so nonchalant. I'm not talking about groceries.
Like rent, taxes, car payments, like literally anything. And these guys are 100% legit, 100% legal, just not many people know about them. Here's where I'm going with this. Now here's what Plastic will allow you to do. Because you will be using your credit card for all of these payments, you will be able to get cash back on every dollar you spend. And after a while, these points start to add up. And this is how all these credit gurus get their free rides, free plane tickets, hotels, whatever. But here's the catch. If you want to maintain a healthy credit score, you need to be approved for a lot of personal credit, because all of these expenses you pay with Plastic are going to count towards your total utilization. So if your monthly expenses are 7% or less of your total credit, consider looking into this. Hit that follow for more.
So this type of advice is not necessarily bad, but it is stretching the truth quite a bit, because if you use third-party services like Plastic, they usually charge you a fee anywhere between like 2 to 3% pure transaction. So if your card only gives you 1.5% cash back, or 1%, or even 2% cash back, a lot of the times you're gonna be paying a lot more than you were just to use it on something else. The only time that I would recommend using third parties such as Plastic is when you're trying to hit a sign-on bonus. Because usually whatever sign-on bonus that you do get, that probably will outweigh the fees that you get with Plastic. I would only recommend using third-party providers just if you're trying to hit the welcome offer, but anything other than that, most likely is gonna cost you more money.
What's a random fact that only you know because of your weird specific job?
So working in the credit space, people think that you only have 3 major credit bureaus that contain all of your consumer information. But what's crazy is the fact that you have hundreds of these things and they all contain specific types of data. So once you realize where the data is going, you can learn how to manipulate it in your favor. Let me show you how. So let's just say you once had an eviction in years past, but you don't want that to show up next time you go to apply for something. You can actually go to CoreLogic Rental Property Solutions, and you can actually request a security freeze. And remember, a security freeze is a way to prevent other people from looking at your report, including if you were to apply for a place and a tenant decided to pull that report, they wouldn't be able to if you put that freeze on there.
All right, so I'll make sure I've seen the note there because that is 100% correct. So whenever you place a security freeze on anything, this will deter anybody trying to look into that credit bureau, because there's like hundreds of them. There's like LexisNexis, SageStream, ARS, CoreLogic, and like plenty more, right? So whenever there is a security freeze in place, no one can get access to that credit report. But the thing that he did make a note about is that some banks, creditors, or lenders, they will require a report from that specific credit bureau. So even if there is a freeze, they will be notified and it'd be like, hey, can you lift the security freeze so we can check out your credit report? So if that is the case and you want to work with that landlord, the company, or a creditor, you would just have to unfreeze so they can check it out.
If you are young and have no credit history, this is for you. Seriously, listen up. Life hack. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need somebody that has had a credit card for a few years. Could be your parent, a cousin, someone that you trust and that they trust you. The next thing that you're gonna need is have them add you as an authorized user on that credit card. What that's gonna do, if you're 18 or 19 or something and you don't have any credit history, it's actually going to, whenever they got that credit card, it's going to show up on your credit report that you have had that credit card for X amount of years, creating credit history. I hope that helps.
All right, so what she's talking about is the piggyback technique. So essentially you just get it added on as an authorized user on somebody else's trade line. So even if you are young, certain banks or creditors do require an age limit of sometimes 13, 16, or even 18. So this may not work with every single company, but it's always worth a try if you're able to. The reason why this works so well, especially if you have no credit whatsoever, whatever credit history is on that credit profile, hopefully they do have a good credit profile. You basically just adopt that information and make it your own. The thing about this technique is that some creditors and lenders, they may not take a look at your authorized user accounts. So your mileage may vary with this type of strategy.
Hey, I'd like to lower the interest on my credit card, please. Why? I've been a loyal customer to you for the last 5 years. Also, I've paid my bills in full and on time for the last few months. Is there a way you can lower the price? I wish I could, but there's not much I can do. I know a few other credit cards offering me better rates than what I'm getting right now, and I'd hate for this interest to drive me away from your service. Let me have a look for you. Oh, I just saw I can lower your rate from 15 to 12%. Will this work? That's perfect. By the way, how did you know you could do that? I'll just follow a guy on TikTok.
All right, so what this guy explained right here is 100% factual and it does work. The reason why I don't really talk about this all that much is that if you are using your credit card responsibly, you should never have a balance left over after the statement cycle ends. But if you are stuck in a position where you do have high credit card debt and you've been a long time customer, might as well just give them a call to see if they can lower your interest rate. This way you can save some extra money while you are tackling the debt. I think a lot of people don't know about this because you don't know what you don't know. But typically a lot of things are very negotiable, especially with credit cards.
Listen kid, before you get a credit card, I have a huge hack for you that almost seems illegal, but it isn't. Alright, let's hear it. So they're offering you a sign-up bonus of 50,000 points when you spend $2,000 in the first 3 months, which could get you a few free flights. Yeah, that's not a hack though. Now the hack is that you don't actually have to spend that money. What? How? Well, you could always use your credit card to buy a Visa gift card, and then you could spend that money in whatever time frame you want. Wait, really? How did you know this?
So what he's talking about is basically credit card churning. This actually does work because I've done it before in the past and I kind of still do it, but you just gotta be careful of which credit card issuer that you do it with, because some of these issuers are starting to catch on, and if they catch you just purchasing a lot of gift cards, they're gonna see this and they will just downright close your account. And when they close your account, they may blacklist you and you cannot get another credit card with them. So just be a little bit cautious if you decide to take this route, because your account can be closed.
I just wanted to share this information I found out that absolutely saved my credit score. It's gone up over 100 points in a week or two. If you have a medical debt on your record, the hospital will send it to collections, and once they do that, they have written it off. So if you pay it, the collection agency will make the money and not the hospital. But it's a HIPAA violation. So go to your Credit Karma app, go to the dispute center, dispute the claim, and check the little bubble that says I had no prior knowledge of this account. In the comment section, this is important, write requesting proof of claim. Because that collection agency cannot send you a itemized list of the services provided through the hospital or doctor's office or whatever, it's a HIPAA violation, they cannot make you pay it. So that will come off of your record fast as I'm talking like that day. You're welcome.
All right, so what this girl is talking about is disputing medical collections. So what she's saying here is not 100% true, but is not cap either. So there is some truth behind this. So the thing about this is whenever you have an overdue balance, like from a hospital or a doctor or something like that, and they send it to collections, this does not automatically mean that this is a HIPAA violation. So as someone who used to work in the healthcare space, I'm not really sure if she understands what HIPAA means. So in a nutshell, what a HIPAA violation is when a company shares personal information such as medical conditions, diagnoses to a third party without authorization. Just because a statement goes into a collections agency does not necessarily mean that it is a HIPAA violation. But the thing about any type of medical collections is that they have to validate and verify that the debt is indeed correct and they have the right person. Anytime there is any type of collections count on your credit report, you do have the right to dispute it if you think it's not factual.
What's a piece of information that you learned that feels illegal to know? I'll start.
Last summer, when I was opening another business account, my banker let me in on a credit building strategy that most people don't know about. This is only applicable if you're applying for a business credit card that has 0% APR for the first year. Basically how it works is you can move all your personal credit card debt over to the business credit line, which is separate from your own personal debt. When this happens, credit bureaus will see that you've cleared your personal credit card debt and your credit score will shoot up. And after the year is up on the 0% APR, you can pretty much repeat the same process again.
Yo, this is actually pretty golden. What he's saying in theory does make sense. Because anytime that you apply for business credit cards, the utilization on those cards does not reflect your personal credit score. The reason why this works is that if you were to transfer personal balances to a business credit card, that information does not get reported to the credit bureaus, so in turn, it does not affect your credit score. So without that utilization, your credit score in theory should go up. The thing about business credit cards is that you are supposed to use them for business expenses, but does businesses really know what is a business expense and what is not? As you guys can see, there is legit advice on TikTok pertaining to credit. And if you want to see me react to more TikToks, check me out over here.